Welcome back to another edition of Did You Know, right here on the Halls of History. Today, let's find out if you know who is the leader in rushing yards for each round of the NFL Draft. Ready to run? Sorry, had to do it. Leading off in the first round is a player that should not be a shock to anyone, Emmitt Smith. Taken 17th overall by the Dallas Cowboys with one of the picks that Jimmy Johnson brought in after trading Herschel Walker to the Vikings. Smith is, of course, not just the NFL's all-time leader among first-round picks, but stands at the top of the heap with 18,355 yards, just under 3.5 miles. The second round is another Hall of Famer and one who played opposite Smith in 2 Super Bowls, Thurman Thomas. Selected by the Buffalo Bills 40th overall in 1988. Thomas was an all-around great who finished with 12,074 yards rushing, 16,532 yards from scrimmage, and was the league's MVP in 1991. Third-round leader is a back who seemed to keep defying age as well as the injuries suffered in college. Frank Gore was nabbed by San Francisco with the 65th overall pick in 2005. Gore outlasted every running back picked ahead of him by at least 6 years, finally retiring after 2020 with 16,000 yards on the dot. The third to reach that milestone and third all time. Do you think Gore belongs in Canton? I do. Leave your comments below. The fourth round belongs to a bruising back, Stephen Davis, taken with the 102nd overall pick in 1996 by Washington. After a slow start, Davis exploded with over 6,400 yards during a 5-year stretch from 1999 to 2003, second only to Curtis Martin. Davis ended his career with 8,052 yards. The leader of the fifth round is a Heisman Trophy winner who jumped to an upstart league before joining the NFL. Herschel Walker was drafted 114th overall by the Dallas Cowboys in 1985 after an incredible run in the USFL with the New Jersey Generals. In the NFL, Walker played for Dallas, Minnesota, Philly, and the Giants before finally retiring in 1997 with 8,225 yards at his unbelievable 55-62 from the USFL, and his professional total is 13,787. Round 6 is a Hall of Famer who unfortunately had a short career, and I'm giving it away by the jersey I am wearing. Terrell Davis was taken 196th overall by the Denver Broncos in 1995, the 18th running back chosen that year. From his rookie year through 98, only Barry Sanders ran for more yards than Davis. The Super Bowl and then league MVP injured his knee in 1999 and was never the same. Davis finished with 7,607 yards. Round number 7 is the second time that we see a back who faced off with another one on this list in the Super Bowl. Jamal Anderson, chosen 201st overall in 1994 by the Atlanta Falcons. Anderson overcame a slow start, rushing for just 160 yards over his first 2 years, and then went off for 4 1,000-yard campaigns over the next 5 seasons, including 1,846 in 1998, when the Falcons reached the Super Bowl, where they lost to Davis and the Broncos. Anderson ended his 8-year career with 5,336 yards. The 8th round leader is another Hall of Famer, Leroy Kelly, taken 110th overall in 1964 by the Cleveland Browns. After sitting behind the immortal Jim Brown for his first 2 seasons, Kelly embarked on his road to Canton beginning in 1966, getting selected to 6 straight Pro Bowls and leading the league in rushing twice. Kelly retired after 1973 with 7,274 yards. Round 9 is held by a back who seemed to keep coming back from devastating injuries. Terry Allen was drafted 241st overall in 1990 by the Vikings. Allen missed a few games his senior year at Clemson, missed all of 1990 and 93 in the NFL. Still, he ran for 1,000 yards in 4 consecutive seasons that he played, sandwiched around that 93 season that he missed, and led the NFL in rushing touchdowns with 21 in 1996. Allen finally walked away after 2001 with 8,614 yards. The 10th round leader is a guy who also knows about comeback stories. Ernest Biner, picked 280th overall by the Browns in 1984. Biner was unfortunately known for his fumble against Denver in the playoffs, but bounced back with Washington. He had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in 1990 and 91, nearly had a third in 92, and helped Washington capture Super Bowl 26. He finished with 8,261 yards. For round 11, we jump all the way back to 1953. Alex Webster was taken 120 24th overall by Washington. However, Webster decided to play for the Canadian Football League for 2 years with the Montreal Alouettes. Stats for the East and the CFL don't exist for 1953, but he did rush for 984 yards in 1954 before joining the New York Giants in the NFL. Webster helped the G-Men win a championship in 1956 and retired as the franchise's all-time leading rusher, a spot he held for 24 years with 4,638 yards and had at least 5,600 in his professional career. Round 12 is a hard-nosed runner who won 2 Super Bowls and an NFL title. Preston Pearson was selected by the Baltimore Colts 298th overall in 1967. Pearson was with the Colts in 1968, winning the NFL title before falling to the Jets in Super Bowl III. He then won a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh in 74 and Dallas in 77. Pearson outlived every back in that draft by at least 5 years and rushed for 3,609 yards. Rounds 13 through 32, the leader of the whole group is Mike Garrett, taken 178th overall in the 20th round of the 1966 AFL draft by Kansas City. Oddly enough, Garrett was also selected 18th overall in the second round of the NFL draft by the Los Angeles Rams. Garrett chose the Chiefs, where he won 2 AFL titles and Super Bowl IV. Garrett famously ran the 65 toss power trap that we have all heard so much, thanks to head coach Hank Stram and NFL Films. Garrett rushed for 5,481 yards in his career. Another tidbit on Garrett, he was also selected in the Major League Baseball draft 3 times. That's right, 3 times. 1965 by the Pittsburgh Pirates, 1966, and again in 1970 by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Guess they really wanted a shot at him. Okay, time for the bonuses. First up, do you know the all-time leading rusher for players who went undrafted? A good guess would be Priest Holmes. But no, you have to go back much further to Hall of Famer Joe the Jet Perry, who entered pro ball with the San Francisco 49ers while still in the All-America Football Conference in 1948. By 1950, the 49ers joined the NFL and Perry lit the league on fire. As part of the $1 million backfield with Hugh McElhaney, John Henry Johnson, and Y.A. Tittle, Perry led the NFL in rushing twice, touchdowns once, and was league MVP once, and retired as the all-time leading rusher with 9,723 yards. Perry was a first ballot Hall of Famer in 1969. Final bonus. Do you know who is the all-time leading rusher to come out of the supplemental draft? It is another Cleveland Browns selection, Kevin Mack, joining Leroy Kelly and Ernest Biner. Mack was taken with the 11th overall pick in the first round of the 1984 supplemental draft, meant to give the NFL a shot at players from the USFL and even a few from the CFL. Mack immediately made an impact in 1985, teaming up with Biner to become the 3rd pair of teammates to rush for 1,000 yards in the same season. You can watch my video that I did talking about 1,000-yard rushing duos in NFL history. Mack ran up 5,123 yards in his NFL career and just 330 in one season with the LA Express in the USFL for a professional total of 5,453. Stay tuned for more Did You Know facts about the NFL draft. In the next one, I take a look at leading receivers, both receptions and yards for each round. Tune in next time to see how many you know right here on the Halls of History.